Hello and welcome. This is Holo74 with another devlog. This time, it's not for the murder mystery game, unfortunately. This one is for a first-person game that I've been trying to make for a while. So what I'm currently developing is it's almost like a Metroidvania game. And I've spent a couple weeks on it now, about 4 weeks. Each week has a different idea and goal behind it, and sort of like what I've been wanting to develop with. And I've spent the first 2 weeks working on a character controller in Godot. And then after that, I've been working on miscellaneous things here and there. And unfortunately, seeing as how my current schedule isn't the best per se, I've been developing more sporadically, but I've been trying to keep a consistent schedule. And as you can see right now, I have upgrades set into it. I have strafing, sliding, gliding, double jump, triple jump, wall running, sprinting, and then I have different mouse settings, camera FOV, toggle sprint, wall run, lean. Simply because I don't like leaning personally, but I know it's very common. These are different controls, and it looks like I forgot to label all of them. That happened because I transferred them over, and sometimes Godot, when you duplicate something, it it's weird. I'm liking Godot so far over Unity, but I'm also not liking it a bit as well. There are some things that I wish it did better. That I wish it did like more consistently. However, other than that, it's very nice engine. It's an engine that I don't regret missing Unity for. It does things a lot differently, but oh well. So yeah, I've been developing on itch.io, and I have a devlog over there. My current thing that I'm going to be trying to push out this week, though scheduling is hectic, and it's why I'm only doing an hour a day. Currently, I need to do like insta-kill pits, which those aren't very hard. Damage zones, and I need to create like a little projectile trap that like shoots things. Not necessarily because it's going to be in there, but I need sort of a prototype to look at, and then I can see how I did it, what I did it in, and then I can implement that into like actual creatures. And once it's put into actual creatures, then I'll be able to develop further. I also want to make some concept art, but drawing is quite a long task, and I'm a programmer, not a drawer. So having having art of this is going to be very difficult for me. However, I'm always willing for like community feedback, and in fact, that's why I'm doing a devlog this early. Usually, I wouldn't be doing it this early at all. I would be holding off and being like, no, it needs to be like better or somewhat, but no, this time I just need to get it out there. If you would like to see this develop even further and like to see this like not die off and become a consistent thing that I can do, I would love for any type of donations to a Patreon that I'm going to be setting up currently. Seeing as how I am going through college, which that alone is a full-time job, and I am trying to work to pay for that college, which isn't really going all that well. So being donated and being able to work on this more solely rather than having to focus on where my next paycheck is going to come from, or having to focus on like tests, which, as much as I would love to think that Patreon can do a test for me, it can't. But I could be programming this, and I will be programming this more in during school, but it's going to be a little bit hard to do both school and a job, which is what it's looking like I'm going to need to do. So yeah, if you want, this current build is up on itch.io. I will be throwing in what the controls are for everything. And once I throw in the controls for everything, then I'll be able to, I'll be able to upload it onto itch and essentially say, this week wasn't very productive. I made the health more prevalent. I made ticks show up on the screen when you damage a red cube. I'm still trying to figure out how to get that working on Godot, where like a timer. Unfortunately, timers, they're one tricky little thing that I don't entirely know how to do, unfortunately. But that's not stopping me, and I'll eventually get it down. I also want to state that there is a really difficult technique where if you see up in the top right or top left corner, when you sprint up against the wall and then you land, you gain a slight bit more of speed. And that slight bit more speed that you get, you can actually chain it. And it's really difficult, especially with... Oh, there you go. See? I left that in there purposefully because technically I could actually just get rid of it. It's not something that needs to be there, and I do have ways to get rid of it right now. However, I found out that there's a really cool trick that you can do where you can get up to about 100 units in speed. It's just... there we go. Like, you need to... It's a really difficult trick, but it's super fun to pull off. So, I'd recommend testing that. And now that's pretty much all for the surface level. Going through Godot, actually, I made platforms that can automatically extend themselves. I've made a spawn thing that you can click spawn on. Whoops. I've also made a texture, not necessarily a texture, but I made a thing where it essentially marks off every unit. That is a material. Yeah, material. And for programming wise, I have a lot. I'll just scroll through them a little bit, and if you want, you can watch them. See maybe if something is interesting, or I can just make a completely different video on how it goes. Which, yeah, I'll actually do that. So, yeah, there is still a lot more. Like, I don't want to immediately load into this scene. I want to have a menu. And having a menu means I'll need to change up quite a bit. But those changes won't be too hard because I've made everything work by itself. So, after I get this video uploaded and the names, I'll upload this build, and this is currently 4 weeks into developing this game. It's not very much because I don't have a lot of time. However, it is a dream project that I am working on, and no matter how long it'll take, I'll eventually get it out there. thank you all so much for watching, and consider becoming a Patreon or donating to my PayPal, or like doing anything so that way I can focus more time on this rather than doing work. And if you can't, it won't change anything. I'll still be trying to develop it. It just might come out slower than it is currently. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.